Happy Friday from sunny Portland, Oregon. It is Pac-12 football guy here with a few more thoughts on college football this fall. Will we have it? When will we have it? And will there be any fans in attendance? I'm rocking a Beaver hat, Oregon State Beaver hat today. I've always loved the Beavers. They kind of fall in the shadows of the Ducks and the Nike machine, but when you don't grow up here, you arrive, you kind of pick Beavers or Ducks. I always like the Beavers. It's a beautiful campus in Corvallis, great school, great engineering program, gorgeous campus, and I've just always loved the Beavs, even though the Beavs' 3 or 4 biggest wins in their program history have been bringing down the Trojans at Reser Stadium. So I've left Reser many times completely distraught, but props to the Beavs. And the other thing about the Beavs, most Beavs fans actually went to Corvallis. Imagine that. Whereas most Duck fans have evidently driven by Autzen at some point in their life, and that gives them the right to jump on the bandwagon for this past 10, 12-year impressive run. So anyways, go Beavs. I'll get into it now. I must be a little clear. I'm just heated today. I'm a little edgy. I'm tired. I've now been in home quarantine since March 16th. I did a little math. That's 53 days. 53 days at home with my wife, with my 18-year-old daughter, my 20-year-old son. I love them all dearly. We got our dog, but they're driving me crazy. I'm driving them crazy. And would I trade my 18 and 20-year-old for a 4 and a 6-year-old? Hell no, not a chance. I'm thankful, but God, it's just tough. I haven't been to the gym in 53 days. So you know what curve is not flattening? The curve that is me. Haven't watched any live sports. The Korean baseball league is underway. If you want to get up at 4 in the morning, I don't want to watch Korean baseball. And no offense to Korean ball players, I applaud them because they actually have something we don't in this country: a functioning government. So because their government functions and they test and trace, they're starting to actually play ball. And I think fans will probably return later this summer there. Who knows what's going to happen here? So again, I'm not a Korean baseball guy, but props to South Korea for having a government. The Last Dance has been awesome. I'm not a Jordan fan. I think he's the greatest of all time, but I think he's also one of the greatest a-holes of all time. But it's been fun to watch. I remember the 92 series with the Blazers, and the Blazers were so close. And I don't cheer for the Blazers often, but I definitely wanted the Blazers in that series. But anyways, we need live sports. I need to see friends. I've seen very few friends in 53 days. In 53 days, I've taken, I never know if I need to take a shower. Should I take a shower? I think today I took a shower at 4 o'clock. In 53 days to try to re-engineer and, rework a profession that's built on being with people, in front of people, showing spaces, selling buildings is a hands-on business. So doing that remotely is a little difficult. And there is a little bit of irony because my earlier posts were all about the ACC, SEC, and the states down south that just didn't get it. They still don't get it. I think they all closed for 5 or 6 days, but I think the message today is like, I've had enough. It's time to open up, and 53 days of doing the right thing, I think has earned us the right to open up a bit. And if you look at the numbers in Oregon, I did some research this morning. There have been roughly 3,000 COVID cases in Oregon. There have been 121, maybe it's up to 125 deaths. That means there are 0.0007 cases, and there are 0.000002 deaths in Oregon. Those numbers make Senator Blutarski's grades at Oregon back in the 60s look like he was valedictorian. Again, it's a serious thing. We don't want to overload hospitals. I get what we did, but the numbers here are just so darn low. And so yesterday, Kate Brown, our wonderful governor, had a news conference, and she was asked by someone, hey, what about college football? What about high school football in the fall? Do you envision it happening? What are you thinking? And she laughed. She giggled, and then she had someone else field the question. She laughed even more, like, ha ha ha. Who cares about college football? And it was just so, it just pissed me off. And it's like, I care about football. Governor Brown, and I guarantee that a lot of people like me. But it was just the arrogance. It was just the arrogance. Like, how could you possibly ask? Like, she just doesn't get the power of sports. And certainly in Oregon, we have so many different, sports groups, from the Blazers, the Portland Timbers, even the Salem Kaiser Volcanoes, the minor league baseball team. They all employ people, ticket office people, ushers, concessionaires, parking attendants, janitorial people. Even the Blazer dancers don't have jobs right now. But more importantly, and all of these jobs are, as importantly, they're big drivers for restaurants and bars all across the state. So sports matters, Governor Brown, they matter. Sorry that you don't think it does, but it does. And just the arrogance, to laugh it off, it was offensive. It was even more offensive that it came on May 7th. So this is Thursday, May 7th. And the football doesn't start till Labor Day. Why declare this now? Why say there's no gatherings until the end of September? That may well happen. We'll follow the rules. We'll see what happens. But why say it the first week in May? Why? What is the need to say that? We need to let the young, the non-risk, the healthy people get back, try to rebuild their lives, try to get back in their jobs. We need to do that. If you're old, if you have an underlying condition, you got to stay home. You got to stay home and stay sheltered. But the rest of us need to get back out and try and build this thing up. So, Kate, you and your friends, Jay Inslee up north and Gavin Newsom down below in California, need to, be applauded. You've done a good job, but we need to loosen this up and need to collectively figure a way where we can do it in a measured, safe way, but we need to open up. It's as if California, Washington, and Oregon are in a race, the three governors, who can stay closed the longest. Well, it ain't gonna work, and people are getting pissed. And I'm not suggesting Florida, Georgia, all those places, they've been closed 5 days. Those states will be a disaster come June and July. I think they'll still, open with full football stadiums, because that's, is important, more important than pretty much anything in their lives. But anyways, I'm just worn out. I'm just done, and I want to get back, and I want football. My wife had a really interesting idea that I thought was unique. Is like, what happens in the fall if, say, at Research Stadium, just the kids went back? So just the enrolled students, they're the only ones let in for the football games. So you get 10, 15,000 kids, spread them out over Research. What about Kyle Field? Texas A&M is hosting my Buffs, I think, on September 19th. And Texas A&M is awesome. They give 30,000 plus tickets to their students. It's almost a third of the stadium. So what if, it's just the 12th man loaded up throughout Kyle Stadium watching football? Not ideal, but it's one possible way to get through this. So anyways, next week, I'm going to really try to be a little nicer, a little calmer. I apologize. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. But be well, look after your neighbors, wash your hands, wear a mask if you need to when you're out. And again, let's get through this. And the more I think about it, I really do think in some shape or form we're going to have college football this fall. So shoulder to shoulder, fight on, go Buffs, be well.